It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills under the lights on Sunday night.
Known for some incredible wings and one of the league's most passionate fan bases. We're just outside of Buffalo at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Ready to get this game started. Here's John Parker Romo. And we're off and running from Western New York. On the return, here comes Davis. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So here come the Bills for their opening drive. And leading them out, someone who's still the pride of Wyoming University and Fireball, California. One of the league's best and biggest arms, Josh Allen.
We've seen a lot of big arms come and go in the NFL. Few translate that talent, though, into stardom, quite like Josh Allen. It's fun for me on the college football road when I ask these young quarterbacks who they idolize, who they look up to. And just about every big guy that can run says the same thing, Josh Allen, because that skill set is so tantalizing. A player who can rip off a highlight reel play with the pass and just as easy with the down in just about any situation.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They kick the running back in motion. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. He's trying to lay it in deep along the right sideline. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Well, no luck on his first look of the game. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down.
Well, I'll tell you what that deflection is all about is following the quarterback's eyes. DB knew where that throw was going. With that intuition, he's able to get a hand on it and send it right out of bounds.
He's loaded another one up. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Here's Jake Camarda to send it skyward on 4th down. And he'll punt it away to end a disappointing opening drive. Fair catch called for and made just outside the 20. So now it's the Patriots' turn to head out for the first time on offense. Leading them out, someone with a big arm and a field general's mindset, Drake May.
Drake entered the league as a top 5 pick because he checks a lot of boxes. Just the way you want him. Tall, athletic, great arm. 1 year at North Carolina, put on an absolute show. And yeah, 2nd year as a starter took a little bit of a beating and some question whether or not he was still a top 5 pick. The ability, there's no question there. It is now the consistency in taking care of the football that will be a big part of Drake's career. You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's May. It's taken in by Kendrick Bourne. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Give him 13 on that play. And that's a New England 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Now for the first time, it's a give to the rookie from Ohio State. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Daquan Jones with the tackle on that play. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, They just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. That play cleaned up by Matt Milano. Just a couple on the pickup there, so back-to-back runs leave him with a 3rd and 8.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They got 24 yards on the play. And the Patriots will have a first down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
May on 1st and 10. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Another try following the sack. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. May now from the gun. And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. This punt out of bounds on the fly. We're waiting for the mark. Looks like they're going to say it's short of the 30. Ball at the 33 for first down. First tone of the game for James Cook. And that's good for a gain of 5. Jabril Peppers bringing that one to an end. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Another one for Cook. He'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Tracked down by Robert Spillane. No gain on the play, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
Allen on 3rd and short. This ball's caught by Palmer. And he'll get it up to the 44. They get 6 and a first down as well.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Shakir in motion right. And he runs this up close to midfield at about the 48. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. Adds just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
From the 48. That finds his man. It's Keon Coleman. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff now to Cook. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Working from the gun, it's Allen. To the ground it goes, that's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. From the shotgun, it's Allen. He's on the move. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
These quarterbacks are so good with their clock in their head between the tackles. But you get outside the pocket, and you've got to have that same ability. If you hesitate for a second, the defenses with their speed at this level, they'll find a way to bring you to the ground.
On again comes Jake Camarda to punt this away. Marcus Jones back to return for the Patriots. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. The Patriots offense headed out for their 2nd drive of the game. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
2nd and 3. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he takes it past midfield and starts the drive into Bills territory. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. So we're through 1 quarter of this AFC East contest. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the 2nd. We'll return to Highmark Stadium in just a moment. Back and ready now for the 2nd quarter. It's Patriots football. They're looking at 2nd and 4. Here's May. Escapes the pocket. He can run it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that 1st. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And that's a New England 1st down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Running it now out of the gun. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's May. Henry on the catch. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. 16 yards on the play. And the Patriots will have a 1st down.
The smartest pass catchers I've ever been around, they know how to set up an outcut beautifully. They recognize when they have leverage, how to sell the deep route, and then boom, they just break it out as if it's nothing.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. From the red zone now. He brings it in. Touchdown, New England. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
John Parker Romo out to try the point after. And the extra point is up, and it is good. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Here's Romo to handle the kickoff. On the return, here comes Davis. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Bills' offense all set for their next drive. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
Has him on the quick hitter. This is ahead for about 5. Tracked down by Robert Spillane.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're trading a little bit of speed, sure. But you sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
Slot man in motion left. From the 33 on second down. Short pass brought in. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for a Bills first down. New set of downs for him from the 46. Allen now on first down. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Just how many times do we see teams go to this route? You can go to a Little League field, tell them to, hey, run to the post. It's a playbook staple. And he's someone you could depend on to create space and make catches out of it.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Allen on the play action. Working the sideline, that's Coleman. And he's out of bounds, just short of the 30. So now here's 3rd and 5. Allen gonna throw again. Cut near the goal line. And in, touchdown Buffalo. That is a touchdown to one of their prime receiving targets.
This is really what you pay your skill guys for. You know, I had an old coordinator say it's my job to get you a one-on-one. It's your job to go out and win it with a touchdown.
Tyler Bass on now for the extra point. The point after splits the upright. And the Bills tie this game 7-7. Bass now to kick this away. Has this at the 6. Good looking return here, and he's got room. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. The Patriots and Stephon Diggs getting set for this next offensive possession. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Bails out of the pocket quick. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. To throw, here's May. Finds his man, it's Demario Douglas. And a nice gain here, but it's stopped short of the first.
I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today, because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Here's the give on 3rd and short. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
Another punt coming up. Bryce Baringer to do the honors again. And he'll try to have his 2nd punt top his 1st one. And this one's away and looking good. Nice angle on this one, headed towards the sideline. And that's out. We're just waiting for the spot. They're going to say it cleared the sideline over top the 14. Now we've got the Bills offense headed back to the field. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. Shakir sent in motion left. 1st down throw for Allen. Coleman with the grab. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate. But the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Now the shotgun give to Cook. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Tracked down by Robert Spillane. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Again, it's Cook. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
Throwing now on 1st down, Allen. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Robert Spillane has it. And the Patriots will get it back with some time to work with. We've reached the 2-minute warning. New set of downs for him at the 38. To the air on 1st down, May. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a New England 1st down.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Terrell Bernard. And the Bills see their return stop just a little bit short of their own 30. Well, Brock, if you like defense, you are loving what you're seeing right now. Consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. It's become a real defensive battle.
Well, let's see here, Kate. We got 1, we got 2. Do I hear a 3rd interception in a row? I'll tell you this right now. These defenders, they are squashing that thought. The defenders are offensive guys with bad hands because they're making it happen, taking the ball away.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion. On first down, Allen. Connection made to Coleman. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. So that's their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Got a man, Palmer has it. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
First and 10, here's Allen. He's got this complete to James Cook. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. So Buffalo's going to call it second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. They'll head up first and 10 from the 42. Again, Allen to the air. Still has some space inside the 35. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. He picks up 28 on the play. And that's good for a Bills first down.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
The throw is caught, and he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. Second and 6 coming up here. They put a receiver in motion here left. To throw again, it's Allen. And he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills take the lead just before halftime. That one not easy, Brock. Threading the needle there. There was a lot of traffic in the end zone, but he found his man.
Yeah, that was an ill-advised decision, but when you give your receiver a chance, that's what they love. And sometimes you just have to trust your guys are better than theirs.
Bass on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bills break that tie and now lead by 7. Bass now to kick this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. All right, so the Patriots headed out on offense again just before halftime. And with field position and the clock against them, probably not going to see anything of substance here before halftime. Looks like they'll play it safe with a run to the outside. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Timeout taken by the Patriots. They're first to 3. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 39. Throwing the out route complete. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. And they don't connect there, so only 6 seconds remaining. Tough one to retain through that hit. And that'll bring up second down. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and you couldn't do it.
Looking for his wide receiver there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
And he's not going to get something done. They take him down. So that's how our first half's going to end. A momentum-building play for their defense.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports halftime report. The Bills were led in the first half by their all-world quarterback, Josh Allen. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Antonio Gibson now to return it. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Patriots offense out there to start this 3rd quarter. And that passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this 2nd half too as they chase this lead. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's May. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
Now we're on the counter, and they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. They send a man in motion. May now on 3rd down. Complete. It's Bourne. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And they're facing a long field ahead of them as that kick skips out near the 11. The Bills and quarterback Josh Allen are ready to get back to work now on offense. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Allen. Complete to Coleman. And he's able to get it to the 21 as he goes down. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for a Bills 1st down. It's Allen out of the pistol. That's complete to Coleman out left. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
1st down, ball at the 36. Straight ahead, here's Cook. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Tracked down by Robert Spillane.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Allen setting up to throw. Doesn't make the connection. Dalton Kincaid, the intended target there. And that makes it 3rd down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Allen. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark, really, from the first snap through this second half. There have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered, and that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
Fields this at the 19. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Officially a 55-yard launch. And the Pats will take over. Here's New England, ready once again on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. They'll run here on 1st down. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. May now from the gun. Caught by Diggs. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
The handoff on 3rd and short. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. May on 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. DeMar Hamlin getting there for the tackle.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the gun, it's May. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. Trying to find Stephon Diggs. And that brings up 3rd down.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
To the air, 3rd and long. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing 4th down.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered Cade on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
The Patriots have their punting unit out. Bryce Behringer, the one to send it away. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Bills ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Short pass brought in. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You did such a good job of not just hitting him in a window on that slant, in the right window, but hitting him right in time, right in a spot where he had room to run and add on to that catch.
Ball at the 33 for first down. They've got a man in motion. First down throw for Allen. Cook calls it in. Escapes a defender. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. That was Harold Landry making the tackle.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Cook trying this one up the gut. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Marte Mapu, the man on the tackle. They managed a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4. They kick the running back in motion. Allen on 3rd and short. Complete beyond the marker. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
Well, nothing very fancy about that. That's just a textbook curl route. I think they were running curl routes last century, and it's a play that works a high percentage of the time then, just like it did now.
Allen now on first down. Hauled in left side. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10. Here's Allen. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. He was looking for Keon Coleman on that throw. And it's going to be 2nd down.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
Allen gonna throw again. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Timing is everything in life, and timing is everything defensively. That throw was just a little bit late and gave the defense time to close, deliver a pop, and knock that ball loose.
Allen on 3rd down. Caught, nice gain left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
Big play got him to the doorstep, Brock. 4 more yards now in goal to go. To the air again, Allen. Flushed out of the pocket. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo! The Bills lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd. Josh Allen, the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
Bass gets the extra point to go. And the Bills double their lead to 14. kick this away. On the return, here's Gibson. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Man in motion here. First down throw for May. Right side and into the hands of Douglas. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That's the end of the 3rd on Sunday night. It's the Patriots with possession, needing to erase that deficit in a hurry. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. To the air on first down, May. Rolling left, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. Throw left side, caught by Douglas. Decent gain here, but short of the first. This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing is May. We've got a screen to the running back. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48.
It's plays like that, Kate, right, wrong, where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down.
Desperation time here on 4th. He fires one deep down the middle. And on 4th down, that one won't work. It's incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. The Bills set to take over offensively. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
Throwing now on 1st down, Allen. This ball's caught by Palmer. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Slot man motioned over. From the 44 here on 2nd down. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Now run by Cook. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. From the shotgun, it's Allen. That's complete to Coleman on the slant. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. This is Cook on the handoff. And he gets taken down immediately right at the line of scrimmage. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on 2nd down.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday, but doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
Allen from the gun here on 3rd. He has the first over the middle. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for a Bills first down.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
They'll come up 1st and 10. This is Cook. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. The Bills have likely locked up the win right there. It's a James Cook touchdown. So great work by the running back there, Brock. He saw a little bit of space, took advantage, and he took it all the way for 6.
So good, Kate. You'll hear running back coaches say this: slow to and then explode through. And that's exactly what he did. Slow to the hole, but explodes for the touchdown.
Bass on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bills stretch their lead to 21. Bass now to kick this away. On the return, here's Gibson. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The Patriots running their offense out there. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. They gain 14 on the play. And the Patriots will have a first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Trying to find Stephon Diggs. So it'll be 2nd down.
Boy, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting the completion in that area, it not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. They just couldn't quite find the connection.
Back to the air, it's May. That throw comes up short. Need a little more muscle on that one. Demario Douglas, the intended target. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
May now on 3rd down. Caught by Diggs. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first. Offense up to the line fast. May on 1st and 10. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Looking for the back that time. And it sets up 2nd down.
You know, Kate, we see this all the time at every level of football. It's like when a receiver receives a handoff. You got to secure the ball, then let your athleticism take off.
May trying again here on second. Setting up the running back screen. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Dumped off to his running back. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. To the air yet again, May. He'll get this to Henry. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Operating from the gun, here's May. Dumps it off to his running back.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot, 2nd down coming up.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. From the gun, it's May. Gets it quickly to Douglas. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in Buffalo. Patriots hoping to make it look a little better before time runs out. Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. May now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
3rd and long, and that coordinator decides to dial up the pressure, and they get to the quarterback. You know why I love this call, Kate? It's not just because of the aggressive makeup, but you really dictate to that offense. 3rd and extra long is a great time to blitz, because either you get home like that, or the ball's got to come out way short of the sticks. Job well done defensively.
Pass taken in by Diggs. And they get this down to the 28. And this one won't get close. They make the stand and force that turnover on downs.
Hey, I get it, it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
Possession switching back to Buffalo as their offense heads out. They're looking to just hang on to the ball through the finish. Defense has all of its timeouts, but with this game out of reach, a good chance they just let it run. Here's a give to Cook. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Now it's Cook. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's good for a Bills first down.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry. So the roar of Bills Mafia, it's a win for their guys in Buffalo. This was a game they had circled a long time ago, Brock. You bring a division rival into your building, you want to make a statement at their expense and get that W.
We know it's not just an axiom, right, that it's so hard to win any game in the NFL. It is. They're difficult to do. But a division rival in your own building, it almost feels like a must-win, and that's the juice they played with today.
That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the Bills as we say so long from Buffalo.